Busy in lockdown recording their first album in 10 years. They're here next. Can you believe it's been over 15 years since McFly first hit the charts? Well, they're back with a brand new single, which we're going to hear in just a moment. First, though, let's look back at some classic McFly.
I'm doing it live too. There's not many bands that come in and perform live. That's excellent.
Try our best.
Everybody wants to know her name. Hey, I'm looking up for my star girl. I guess I'm stuck in this mad world with things that I want to say, but you're a million miles away. Obviously, she's out of my league, but how can I win? She keeps dragging me in, and I know I never will be good enough for her. It's all about you.
And Tom, Danny, Dougie and Harry join us this morning. It's so great to see you all. Harry, please don't judge me, but I know every word to every one of those songs.
That's a great thing. I'm not judging you. I'm saying thank you. I'm pleased to hear it.
What is it like?
I wish Danny did.
What? I'm not getting into any internal conversations. What is it like, though, watching that back, Tom? I mean, to have a back catalogue, I guess. I mean, it's just full of memories.
Yeah, so many memories. Yeah, we've been a band, I think, for 17 years, so we go way back. It feels, but you know what, it's gone so fast, and, you know, we had a gap for about 4 years where, you know, it's kind of a difficult time for us, and we weren't really talking and communicating very well, so to be back together now after kind of a rocky patch, you know, it feels amazing, and I think we appreciate it even more now than we ever did before. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah, and of course, Danny, you're back with new music. We played your single Happiness on the show last week, of course. In fact, we've got it. We'll let everyone hear it and then we'll talk about it.
So this is happiness. Yeah, this is happiness. If this is happiness, I don't mind having this. So this is happiness. Yeah, this is happiness. If this is happiness, I don't mind having this. You got me in the boat.
Danny, it's a bit of a, I think it's like a festival feel.
Yes, you're right. I'm glad you said that. That's exactly what we wanted to achieve. You know, a song that you can stick on whilst the barbecue's on or at a festival, or, I mean, you know, hopefully when music comes back, people will be dancing around to this, or maybe they're dancing around already in their kitchens. But it just felt right as a first single, and where we're at mentally as a band, and, you know, we felt this was, you know, we were all united on this song, and it was the great, you know, it was the easiest decision really on this song. So yeah, this is why we picked Happiness for our first single.
It's a great one. And talking about the album, though, Tom, I mean, it almost sort of didn't happen, and it happens to lots of bands. You take a bit of a hiatus, you go off, you do your own thing, and it's quite difficult then sometimes to come back with a similar setup to what it was. And I know you guys sort of did struggle a little bit with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone who's been in any kind of relationship for that long, for 17 years, because it's like a family. We're like a dysfunctional family. And but, you know, as soon as we got back into the studio, it just felt like we were destined to be in this band, and McFly is like our home. And when we weren't McFly, there was this huge void in our lives, and it just kind of feels wrong. So yeah, getting into the studio together again was pretty special. And I feel like, you know, we needed a gap to realize how much we need each other and how much we missed this band. And I think because of that, we've made the best album of our career. Hope the way we feel anyway. Hopefully everyone else will think the same.
Absolutely. No, I know you feel proud of it. Dougie, do you feel like a tighter unit now than you've ever done?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. We're like brothers more than bandmates or colleagues.
Yeah, of course. And Harry, I guess, I mean, as we say, there were solo projects. You've all had babies. You've kind of all grown up. I say all had babies. Dougie, I'm going to come to you because I'm going to mention your little cat, Scratchy. Because all the babies get lots of attention and discussion, but I'm going to draw attention to your little baby.
Oh, she'll be so happy with that. She's pooping at the moment.
Oh, wish.
She can't come. camera. Yeah, sorry.
They tend to do that, don't they? Now, guys, just before we in any way run out of time, we had so many questions from your fans wanting to get in touch, sending you all lots of love. I'm going to just come to Lewis, who wrote to us on Twitter. Describe the new album in 3 words, Harry.
It's pop, fun, and uplifting.
OK, I like that. Molly has asked, did you find it hard or inspiring to write music in quarantine, Tom?
Well, we'd written most of this album before, so we spent January, February in the studio. So most of the writing was done. There was a few lyrics to finish off, but the main bulk of it we got done before lockdown. OK, and Scott on Twitter says, if you could choose a dream 5th band member, who would it be, Danny? Andy Peters.
Oh, I knew that was coming to me. Who would it be? It would be... who?
Andy Peters.
Andy Peters. I mean,
Andy Peters.
I knew you were going to say that. He's always available and he's always here, so...
Thanks, boys. You know it makes sense.
You're in.
It looks good. Look, it's good in the middle there.
Yeah. So thanks, Christine. We're really happy with the new single. Cheers, Christine.
Oh, goodness me. He loves that. Tom, I know during... there was a special recording of All About You during lockdown, which was to raise much-needed funds for the NHS. But I loved the video because it was just all of you at home. It was your families getting involved. And it just felt right.
Yeah, it was really early in lockdown when you know we were all sitting around feeling like we needed to do something to help, and you feel kind of helpless and useless. So we just thought, music is a really uniting thing that brings people together and can hopefully spread a bit of happiness and raise some money for the NHS. So yeah, it was great fun to make. And kept the kids busy for a little while as well, which was definitely needed.
We all needed a bit of that. And I know you, Tom, and Danny, you joined forces with Niall Horan and Ollie Murs and James Arthur as well.
Yeah, that was, that came about from the NHS video, really, because the reaction from it was amazing. And we were like, well, how do we keep that up and just entertain people at home? And I remember calling Ollie and he was like, mate, let's do Shine a Light. I'm pretty sure that, like, James Arthur used to sing this in pubs, and I know that Niall loves that song. And then, literally, within 48 hours, we had it over to Tom, and I was like, dude, can you, like, literally quickly play some piano to this and get involved? And then, yeah, it was out. It was out super quick, and it all happened overnight, that. So that was amazing. And, I just hope it entertained people in lockdown.
Yeah, exactly, which we all needed.
Me and Dougie were busy, by the way. He did ask us to be on it, but we were busy doing other things.
Harry, do you know what I didn't want to say, but I'm glad you've just clarified that. I get it. Can any of you tell us a bit about a potential tour and what the plans would be if our life in some way gets back to normal?
Doug, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we can tour, I think we are going to tour our cute little butts off, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be all kind of themed around the album Young Dumb Thrills, and I want to have lots of inflatables, and lots of baby oil. Oh,
very, very interested. On that note, I may have to leave it, yes, on that huge bombshell. Boys, thank you so much. McFly are back. The world is a better place for that alone. Thanks so much for talking to us this morning. Their single Happiness is out now. An album will follow later on in the year. Thank you, boys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Almost all we've got time for. Ruth and Eamon are here next.